Hey everybody.
Welcome to Sermon Break.
Welcome to Sermon Break.
We are so excited to see so many of you on here,
Yes.
live with us. We had such an incredible weekend.
A great weekend.
Can you just put your favorite emoji in the chat right now? Let us know that you are here, that you're tuning in with us. We'd love to shout you out and chat with you as we go through the sermon.
Yeah, I already see Martin and Wonder and Harrison and Akash all in the chat. So, hey everybody, thank you for spending your lunch with us.
We love it. We love being able to talk with you real time. And we had an incredible weekend.
Probably one of my favorite weekends ever.
Yes, it was eGroup Connect event weekend.
Yeah.
And if you notice where we're sitting right now, this was our eGroup connection area that we had. We had all our eGroup leaders here getting people connected to groups. We had a whole bunch of new groups that were starting just this next season. Shout out to Martin. He's leading an Everyone Welcome group on Monday nights. So there's a group right there that you get connected with.
Exactly.
So if you want to get connected, if you weren't able to join us this weekend, that's okay. There's still time. You can go to our website. It'll be coming up on the screen, connectioncenter.ca. And next weekend, all our eGroup leaders will be here, so you can chat with one of them, get to know them, and get to see if the group's a good fit.
Yeah. Can we put some clapping hand emojis in the chat, though? Because we saw over 60 people, 60 people join an e-group this weekend, which is incredible.
That's amazing.
That really is amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot of people getting connected to groups.
Yeah.
And I love that because it just means that community is happening. People are finding their people. They're making friends. They're getting connected. And like Pastor was even talking about this past weekend, don't go from Sunday to Sunday.
No.
Find a way to keep your faith active throughout the week. And tuning into something like this is great, but there's something just so special about having an e-group, a small group of people that call Elevation Church their home, and that you can just discuss how the messages are practically being applied to your life.
Exactly.
And this next weekend coming up, we also are having a summer roundup.
Yes, we are.
So can you just put it in the chat, what are your guesses for this theme? Because we didn't want to say that the end of summer is happening, though Felicia told me she doesn't like summer.
I don't like summer.
And I don't know. It's just
anybody else with me? I wish I could have fall 12 months of the year. Maybe 1 month where it's kind of warm, but I love sweaters. I love candles and all the fun stuff.
I love it, but I'm just not there yet. Just
fair.
Put it in the chat. Where are you at? Are you ready for fall? Do you want summer to be happening? But the theme. Tell us the theme, Felicia.
It's a summer roundup. I think you guys kind of got a hint.
I think some of them got it.
But if you put some cowboy hats in the chat, then you are correct. Pastor Steven has it right there. He's got the cowboy in the chat. That's one of my favorite emojis.
I didn't even know how you found that, Steven. Good job. I didn't know that was an emoji, so well done on you.
Yeah.
But we're going to be having a mechanical bull.
Yes.
We're going to be having pancakes after each experience. So there'll be some fun food out there. There'll be some games. There'll really just be a time for all of you to get connected to a group still and to just hang out. If you're currently a part of a group, invite your e-group out. You guys could all sit together and come enjoy some pancakes together. Or you could invite a friend that you want to be a part of an e-group with one day.
Or you could even meet Kristen and I out there and we will beat you at cornhole.
Yes, we're pretty good.
We're pretty good.
We played a little cornhole competition when we were down in Charlotte.
Yes.
So we make a great team. But let's dive into the sermon a little bit.
Yeah.
I love that Pastor was talking about Holly,
of
course, and how he talked about how she has a pharmacy in her purse. And it really got me thinking about what I keep in my purse. Or my bag, I guess, for all you guys out there. Put it in the chat. What is something that you always have in your bag?
I know for me, I always have about 10 lip glosses.
Yes,
if I need a lip gloss,
well-stocked.
I'm always well-stocked. And a hair elastic. I can't go anywhere without a hair elastic.
That is key. I feel like I always have a hair elastic, but I always have a hairbrush.
That's
some people
true.
that know me, my friend who I've been friends with since I was 16, she was like, I know Kristen has a hairbrush, and I didn't even really put that together that I've done that since I was 16 years old. So I always have a hairbrush, and I feel like I do always carry Advil. I don't know, I sometimes get headaches, and I just want to be prepared. And I always have a snack in my purse.
Yeah,
so.
I was joking around with Kristen earlier. She always has a snack in her purse, but don't ask her for the snack because she's saving it for herself. So she always has a snack for herself in her purse.
Yes, and maybe Grace.
Yes.
Maybe Grace.
Charlotte was saying, what isn't in my bag? Moms have everything. Advil, Tylenol, fruit snacks. And that's accurate.
Yes.
That's accurate. I know if I ever need something, the first place I go on campus is to one of the moms because they always have it.
They always have something.
Yeah.
Martin says he always has a pen. That is like a
That's-
smart move because I
That's
feel
very
like
smart.
I always need a pen and I don't
Yeah.
really know always where to go. So Martin, maybe I just need to come to you
Yeah.
if I need a pen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so let's dive in a little bit. Let's go into the
Yes.
sermon.
Yeah, I loved, Pastor did this incredible illustration. If you were watching it, if you haven't yet, go check it out. But he brought Graham up on stage and he showed a video of Graham when he took his first steps. And
It was
Holly
so
was in
cute.
front of him and
Yeah.
Holly was like, "Yay, Graham, like awesome job, keep walking, please don't crawl." But Pastor was saying how we really need to walk by faith and not by sight, and how the further we get in our walk, God's not right in front of us, like cheering us on, but rather behind us. So let's check out this clip and we'll talk about it a bit more.
This is the way. This is the way. Notice that God's word comes as you walk. This is the way. Walk in it. This is the way. Walk in it. This is the way. Walk in it. Now, we've come a long way from, yay, Graham. Yay, it wasn't that awesome what he did on that video. It was basic. But then God calls you to walk by faith, not by sight.
So good.
So good.
I don't know. I love that whole illustration. And I loved when he was like turning Graham around and like really making it so practical, because I think like this is something that we say all the time as Christians, like walk by faith, not by sight, but to like really understand and like grasp the concept that like God has your back and he's actually behind you, and like God isn't going to be in front of you cheering you on. It's going to be a whisper behind you. And as long as we're moving in his direction, like that's where the miracles happen. And that's where we can keep in step with God. And he kind of went on to even talk about like the importance of like your steps are ordered. And you just need to trust in God that like he has prepared the way for you in advance. And you just need to keep aligned with him and keep in tune with his voice.
Yeah.
I thought that was so good.
Martin was also saying, he doesn't have to touch me to turn me.
Yes,
I thought that was
that's
so
good.
powerful. Charlotte's saying, when you stop talking to God, the enemy begins to attack.
Yeah.
I really liked how Pastor was saying, like, it's not necessarily about the direction you walk in, but how you walk in that direction.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we get so distracted by what we're walking into that we forget what we're walking in with. And that we are walking in with an almighty God, and he is going to direct us. He's going to love you no matter which way you go. And I feel like my life most definitely is a testament to that. Like Pastor was even saying last week, we don't always know that it's God. We're like, I'm 49% sure that God's calling me to this place, but if that's enough, like
that's
if
enough.
I think it's God, I'm going to go. And so,
Yeah. Put your sermon takeaway in the chat too.
Yes.
We'd love to shout out what really stood out for you. Like there were so many good points. I was bringing up my notes here on my phone. And I loved just this idea even to like worry is a substitute for the prayers you didn't pray.
Yeah.
And for me, worry is something that I feel like I've struggled with for a lot of my life. And it really has been hitting me in this next season, like the importance of prayer and having a really solid prayer life. And I've been reading this book that's called, we both have been reading this book by Chad Beach, and it says like, we worry about everything because we pray about nothing.
Yeah.
So a very convicting title, but it's all about just the importance of turning to God in every moment, like keeping this constant communication with him. And I think for me, this has just reminded me that anytime I go to like a negative thought or a worry or say a complaint or something, like, am I telling God first? And am I really believing that God is behind me? He already has everything covered, and listening to the direction that he wants to go in. I don't know. That really convicted me, and it's just aligned with the book that we're reading so well.
It brought me back to when I was really young.
Yeah.
And I remember my youth pastor at the time was sharing with me, I used to get really nervous before any type of sports game, soccer, basketball, whatever it was, I was getting nervous.
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, I wish I could just get down on my knees and pray. And he told me, like, you don't need to get down on your knees and pray out loud in order for God to hear you.
Yeah.
And so he reminded me that like when I step on the court, when I step on the field, when I'm about to make that shot, like I can invite God into those moments too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be this big, Pastor was saying, a cliche kind of thing that we do. It's really just having that constant open conversation with God throughout the day is so important.
I love that.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, like, it's just whenever. Like, it can be on those big moments, but it can be the small things too, is what I was talking about. He even said, like, don't let someone steal 5 minutes of your joy. Like, go to God. I was like, that's so good. Like, sometimes I forget that, like, God is right there all the time. And I don't have to let these little things really get me down.
No.
And I really loved when he said, my confidence is because I'm backed by God.
Yep.
And, like, confidence, like, that word is so strong. And it really makes me think about, like, where does my confidence come from? It's really not from my successes. It's not from my failures. It's really knowing that, like, I have a Father who is behind me every step of the way, and trusting that, like, he is going to turn me around, or he is going to direct me if I seem to get out of step. But as long as I'm listening to him and really seeking him and following after him and praying and worshiping and getting around some people who can encourage me, I'm going to trust that I'm always going to hear his voice, and he is always going to be behind me.
When you were saying that, I was thinking about this past Sunday in church. We were singing a song, and the actual words to it were, he picks me up, he turns me around, and he places my feet on solid ground. And so that's like really what God does. I remember I was going through a difficult season in my life where that is exactly what he did. He literally picked me up and turned me around. But Pastor was saying, go to God sooner. I want to shorten the time between the worry entering my mind and the prayers going up to God.
Yes.
Yes. Like me too. I need to shorten that time. I think sometimes it's too long.
It's too long.
It's way too long.
And when he was talking about his shoulder, like he didn't go get it looked at. Like sometimes I feel like I can procrastinate those things too. Like when I have a pain or something, like how long am I willing to live with it until I make a change? And like, how long will I live with this worry or fear until I really bring it to God, and bring it to God right away, so I don't have to sit in it, I don't have to deal with it. I don't know. I thought that was such a great point.
I did too. And Tariq was saying, as soon as he hears us, he'll answer me. And I actually was going to share with you all Isaiah 30:19, which is what Pastor was preaching from. And it says, for the people will live on Zion in Jerusalem. You will never weep again. He will show favor to you at the sound of your outcry. As soon as he hears, he will answer you.
So good.
Like it's not a delayed thing. As soon as God hears you, he will answer you. And so like really shortening that time between our worry and our prayers is important, because we worry and we worry and we worry and we're like, God, like, are you there?
Yeah.
But he's like, are you going to pray about it? Like, bring it to me. So.
And I like that verse, because it's like sometimes God, like it says he answers, he hears you and he answers you. But sometimes God answers in ways that maybe we don't expect. Like I feel like I've prayed things to God right away and he doesn't answer it the way that maybe I want, but I look back on the seasons and I can remember that he's always done something in me.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he's not going to answer the prayer exactly what I want in that moment, but maybe down the line he is, or it's going to be in a different way. But God's way is always better, and I have to learn to trust that. I need to learn to trust that God hears me. He is going to answer me. It might not meet my expectation every time, but he hears me. It's not forgotten. It doesn't go void. So.
Yeah. And Amanda Lynn was even saying in the chat, the important thing isn't which way you go, but how you walk on the path.
Yeah.
Like we were saying earlier, like there have been many times where maybe I've taken the wrong left turn.
Yes, we all have.
We all have. But the difference is really like when we're inviting God into that space. Are we inviting God into those turns? So.
Yeah. And are we really seeking him through it all? Like, even if we make the wrong turn, are we so quick to go back and find him and talk to him and share with him our heart? I think that what really matters. And I do think it helps having people in your life that can encourage you, that can walk with you and God. Because like I said, we're not meant to do this alone. And this is why we have e-groups. So again, if you're not a part of an e-group, join one today. Yeah. Don't delay doing it. Every time I feel like I've just heard story after story about how people have said, I was so nervous to join a group. I finally took the step, and they've seen so much fruit from it. So we're having our Connect event this weekend. Yes. You can still sign up all week long. Just head to that website, and I know that our leaders would love to meet you. Yeah. So we hope that this encouraged you. We hope that you were able to really take something that was said and and hold on to it as you go about this week. Go to God sooner. Remember that your confidence is always in him, and God's got your back. So whatever it is that you're walking through, he's not going to leave you. He's behind you. You might not hear that applause in front of you, but he's not going to let you go.
Absolutely.
So have a great week, everyone.